Ford Focus 2012 through 2018. Hello, if you're new here, I was a Ford transmission tech for 11 years, and now I make videos on how to help people with transmission issues. On the dual clutch DPS6 transmission found in the Focus and Fiesta, in today's video, I want to give 7 tips and advice on how to have a successful clutch job without as much aggravation and headaches and expenses. So tip number 1, when you're lowering the transmission down out of the car with a cherry picker, if you haven't watched my video on how to DIY remove the transmission at home, I recommend that, and I'll link it below. When you're lowering it down out of the car, you see the suspension K-member right there? The sensors on the side over here like to rub up against that because of the clearance and how the transmission is situated and how close it is in proximity to that. So what I recommend, if possible, have somebody else control the cherry picker and lower it down slowly, very slowly, and you pull forward, make sure these sensors don't get crushed up against that K-member, because that would be another $100 expense right there. And a headache if you have to rewire the connector too while you're in there. And you wouldn't be the only one to have that happen to. All right, guys, tip number 2 will be the 2 bolts up by the catalytic converter, the 2 bell housing bolts right here. What I recommend, a 13mm long reach ratcheting wrench. Looks like this. You don't have to have this, but I like it. It's extra leverage, and I can kind of go like that and just ratchet it off like that. Makes it easier instead of having to go like that and then restart each time. As you can see here, I do recommend piggybacking a smaller wrench onto your 13mm wrench, just in case you need the extra leverage to break loose that bell housing bolt. Okay. If you see here, here's what it looks like with me breaking one loose with that method. The next step on a successful clutch job would be something kind of unrelated, but still very important. Look at your TCM here. Look at the label on it. Does it say Continental right here? Or does it just say Ford? If it says Continental, you have an outdated, unreliable TCM, and you want to get one that looks like this with the Ford logo on it by itself. Like I said, it's unrelated. However, that is another major failure point, another major headache, and you don't want to have any more problems for a while after you do the clutch job. We'll have a video coming out soon on how to program a TCM with ForeScan. It's easy. On that note, if you have sticking clutch forks and that's why you're doing a clutch job, I recommend 2 new clutch actuators, because sticking forks are known to occasionally cause these to fail and kind of cause RPM to flutter up and down like that and feel like you're losing engagement after a clutch job. Tip number 4 would be cleanliness. If you look on a screen here, here is me cleaning the inside of the DPS6 bell housing prior to reinstalling the clutch forks. If you do notice, there are 2 rectangular shaped locations where the fork rollers ride. I do recommend brushing that off and possibly even putting a tiny little bit of long life grease, molybdenum disulfide grease for example, on there, but not to go crazy with it because it might collect dust and debris and cause the forks to start sticking. But a light film can help prolong the life of the clutch forks there. Tip number 5 would be, prior to pulling the transmission out, either disconnect the battery for a couple hours or overnight and drive it again. Kind of reset the TCM, and with that reset, if you hear any grinding synchronizers in the transmission, stop and reconsider your options, whether you want a manual swap or get a used transmission and put your clutch in that. On that note, if you do have unable to engage gear so-and-so codes prior to pulling the transmission, keep that in mind, and that is most likely a damaged synchronizer. Tip number 6 is when you're going back into the car with the transmission, I should say when you're finishing up and you're putting the battery tray down in here, a known thing that people do is, you see this wiring right here and these grounds right here, people will put the battery tray down and bolt it down in there and smash these wires up on here. Now this particular circuit here can cause a no start if it gets pinched and it gets resistance in the circuit. So keep that in mind, tuck that right down in here so it doesn't get smashed by the battery tray. And tip number 7, as simple as this may be, I do recommend draining and filling the transmission fluid whenever you do the clutch job. Many of these transmissions that are developing synchronizer issues, as there are out there, because the fluid's never changed, you really want to take care of that while you're doing all this work. And the best transmission fluid I've found for these is AMSOIL dual clutch transmission fluid. If you go in the description below, I will provide some links for more budget-friendly alternatives, but you can get the AMSOIL fluid for $28 to $35-ish a quart, if I remember right, and it takes 2 quarts. System capacity is about 1.7 to 1.8 quarts. All right, guys, good luck to you. If you have any questions, let me know below. I also have a Facebook and Discord group, and sometimes I get in there and help out with the questions as well.